Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show on YouTube at Bluff City Media. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Anthony Sain.
Acknowledge me.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This, of course, is your host, Anthony Sain. Got my man, Kenny Stubblefield, behind the glass. Kenny Stubblefield, what it do, my brother?
Man, it's a rainy, nasty, ugly day in Memphis,
Yeah,
but dude,
man.
it's sunshiny and bright in here because we're in here doing this, man.
Man, let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all know what we do, man. This is what we do. Twice a week, we give it to you guys. Wednesday at 12, Friday at 12. Y'all watching on a Friday. We appreciate y'all for jumping in with us, man. We got a nice little action-packed show today. You know, I started talking about action-packed. You know, that's a callback to Lance Russell and the good guys at WMC5 when they did the Saturday morning wrestling, man. We got an action-packed show today. And when I started talking like that, you know, we got a wrestler in the building, man. We got my boy DJ Fury, 91 Wrestling. He just won the Wildcard Rumble. Last Saturday, I was in the building for that. He's going to come in and talk about winning the Wildcard Rumble and his upcoming matchup with Hunter Havoc of all people, man. It's going to be exciting stuff. But before he comes on, another super important guest, man. Got another first-timer today, man. Making history. Our first-ever athlete on the show today, my boy Nighte Pickering, 18-year-old phenom soccer player for 901 FC. 18 years old, started playing for 901 FC when he was 17. When I was 17, I was not doing that. No. I was working at Foot Locker. You know what I mean?
I was working at CC's Pizza.
Right, and this dude is out here, man, professional soccer player. Can't wait to get him on, man, for sure. I am a converted 901 FC fan, man. I've dove all the way in, talked about that a few weeks ago, and my man Nighte Pickering is going to be on for the Sitdown and Sain. But since the last time we talked...
Hold on, Sain. Before you get into that, I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
You were talking about DJ Fury.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this man had a highlight career night where he got to win the Wildcard Rumble, and his reward is
he's got to face
Hunter Havoc?
Yeah, but see, he had a choice, though. He didn't have to fight Hunter. He could have just fought like my man Kevin Bless, who's the other champion, 18-19. He could pick either belt. He came out immediately and said he wanted Hunter Havoc, though. I was like, all right.
Hey, bro.
It's going to be your ass, but...
All right. I can't wait to hear him talk about why he did that.
Yeah, man. It's going to be some good stuff for sure, man. But since the last time we talked, kind of been some depressing stuff in the area of college football, college sports with conference realignment. Kenny, this summer has been a whirlwind of emotions, so to speak, for University of Memphis fans. From the Big 12 visiting and not visiting and all those type of things that were going on a few weeks ago. The hype behind that disappointment after they added Pac-12 teams instead of adding, Memphis or anyone else from the AAC. Then we move on. We just move on to whatever's next for the University of Memphis. We started looking at the ACC, Kenny Stubblefield, as a potential expansion landing spot. And poof, you hear that they're having their eyes
in less than 24 hours.
Right, their eyes set on an AAC team, Kenny. It was an AAC team they were interested in, and that makes you think you got good news, of course. But that team wasn't Memphis. Kenny Stubblefield. SMU was the school that people thought may be headed to the ACC. And since then, you hear that the ACC really is in no rush to do anything, that they don't really want to get up the West Coast teams from the Big 12, the Pac-12, and they also didn't really have real interest in SMU either. So now we're in waiting to see, or maybe the shuffling of the deck, the realignment of the conferences is maybe paused for this year or taking the rest of this year off. All of this leaves Memphis on the outside looking in. Kenny Stubblefield, and over the last 48 hours, out of admitted frustration, I'll admit, there are a lot of people just basically saying the hell with football. Like, what? Why are we still playing football? You've heard these type of things coming out. I've fed into it. I've stirred up some. Yeah. I jumped inside the Discord for Bluff City Media.
Stirred the pot.
Stirred the pot. Led through the peace sign. But no, it was fun. But I get it, man. There are a lot of passionate Tiger football fans here in the city of Memphis. Growing up as a kid, I was a Tiger basketball fan. I remember being in kindergarten. Well, I guess I was 5, 6 years old in kindergarten, and I remember having to go to bed at night at 8 o'clock which was about halftime for the Tiger games that came on at 7. You know what I mean? So I remember like having to get into bed and hearing the rest of my family watching Tiger basketball. So those are my first sports memories are Elliot Perry and those guys, playing Tiger basketball. I didn't grow up on Tiger football. I knew it existed, but I didn't grow up with Tiger football in my house. But as I got older, especially when I went to the University of Memphis, Tiger football kind of started being more of a big deal, something I wanted to be attached to. I remember Gerard Arnold set the season record for rushing yards in the season, which might have been like 700 yards or something back then. D'Angelo Williams came in and just murdered all those records. But I have to admit that my passion is in Tiger basketball much more than it is Tiger football. But I do understand, that I do understand that Tiger football is a big deal, bigger deal to other people than it is to me, and I respect that. But the deflating thing is that it feels like we are on the outside looking in regardless of anything we do, regardless of what argument we make, no matter what things we say about our city, about our team, about our school, about our history, about our amenities, whatever you're saying, you know what I mean? Those things may all be true, but it just feels like we're not going to be a part of this conference realignment thing. And I don't understand the frustration of people. Ending football doesn't make sense. Because it's not hurting anything. I mean, it generates more money than basketball. Like, that's something that we know.
Yep.
That's a fact. It generates more money than basketball. So I did kind of preface everything I said. I did drop the disclaimer and let people know I'm not the Tiger football guy, which is strange because I had covered Tiger football for the Tri-State Defender for about 3 years. And I learned a lot during that time. I was covering the team during Justin Fuente's era. But I don't have that fan-type passion for the team that a lot of people in the city do, and I do understand it. I do respect the people who have those type of opinions. I think they're kind of delusional sometimes because we kind of have this thing where we start talking about all these lists of accomplishments or reasons why we should be in a bigger conference, and it's just not happening. And I think it's super unfortunate. It's easy to say, well, it doesn't affect basketball, so to hell with it, but it can eventually affect basketball too, which is another sad thing. You know what I mean? You have people talking about the conferences making these mega conferences and having their own NCAA tournament that leaves out the Cinderellas. You know what I mean? Where there are no teams like that. And something like that would definitely affect us. There are people talking about what the next move could be. Should the Pac-12 get with some of the other teams in the Mountain West maybe or something like that in the start of the conference? And then, all these type of things are going out. I think that Memphis should, this is my thing, and I'll throw this, you're probably way better suited to speak on this than me, Kenny, but I'll just throw this out. With the level of greed that you're seeing from these mega conferences, whether, the Big Ten and the SEC have just became like these just mammoth, ungodly conferences, you know what I mean, where they've just got all these stacked teams. They geographically don't make any sense. Like, you just got these two mega conferences, right? Where they're splitting all this, money and revenue. I think there's something that's ultimately going to happen is those conferences are going to start eating themselves. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to offend anybody in our listener base, but I don't really care about that either. But I can see the SEC saying, okay, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, why are y'all here? Like, not only are we too good for the teams like Memphis or whatever they're saying, why are y'all here? You know what I mean? And I can see the SEC saying, instead of us having this many teams, let's cut this down to this many teams and trim the fat a little bit. And then teams like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt could be on the outside looking in as well. What I wish Memphis would do, instead of trying to just kind of be prepared for the wave that I feel like they should understand is coming, that these conferences are going to start kicking out some of these lower teams. But they're teams that are geographically significant to us. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could possibly make some type of conference with these these excommunicated teams in these conferences. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable in this stuff like that at all. I'm literally standing on the outside looking in. But I just feel like that type of stuff is going to happen. Like, I think something's going to happen where if you just kind of wait those conferences are going to be like, yeah, we're getting big money, but what if these teams weren't here? We could make even more money.
Yeah.
So I think there could be some type of, I don't know. I ran into Brandon Bumgarner today.
Oh,
at
Bum G, baby.
Yeah, Bumgarner, who's been 25 for about 10 years.
All love, Brandon Bumgarner. You're the man, dude.
That dude has looked exactly the same way since he was 15.
The exact same way.
Yeah, but but he was saying, yeah, man, I like what you're saying, man. He was like, start the Mississippi River Conference, like all, you know what I mean? Hey,
I mess with it.
Yeah, like
with that.
it's because it's like, man, we're trying to play by these people game. We're trying to be invited to their cool kids club, and it's just not working, man. Just I don't know, man. It's just kind of I don't know. Y'all tell me.
How many country clubs have you ever been a member of?
Man, I'm black. None. What do you mean? Country clubs? Nah.
I've never been a member of a country club.
Well, because you a real one, man.
But let's I want to give you an analogy.
Okay, come on.
All right. Because you've in what you've been saying, there's a lot of different avenues that we could run down and try to discuss this thing. But in terms of, you talk about some of these bigger conferences eating themselves and looking at
that's happening, man.
Looking at like an Ole Miss or a Vanderbilt and saying, "What do you guys offer?" And I would say it like this: in every country club, when you watch if you see a movie or you see a TV show where it's a bunch of rich white folks and they're in a country club, there's always this one family that has no business being in that country club.
Yeah.
And the reason they're there because they're not doing anything. They're kind of all drunks. They're kind of all, they're super messy. They just have no business being in there. But the reason they're still there is because they're old money.
Right.
Because they've been there. And I think that's the issue that you're going to find in all this. Like you're even seeing it right now with the Pac-12. They got a couple of schools that have no business being a Power 5 conference.
Yeah.
Like none. I think Washington State, Stanford are a few of them. And what's the rumor that's going out right now is that these power conferences are trying to find a landing spot for those two schools because they have
old money.
Even though in 2023, in the current state that their administration is in, their house, whatever, they have no business being a part of that. I think it's going to be the same way with all these other universities you're talking about. Like, you got an Ole Miss and you got a Mississippi State, and while they might not be the money makers that like Alabama and Oklahoma and Texas, these new SEC schools that are Texas A&M, that's just gazillion dollars flowing through that university, they're old money, man. Yeah, and they're going to take care of they're going to take care of each other, and I think that's the frustration for Memphis is that it's like you look at the schools that are being you look at a ton of the schools that are in these Power 5 conferences that have been in these Power 5 conferences, and you just say, man.
Get y'all ass up.
Your product on the field, your product on the court.
It's terrible.
The money, the viewership, all those kinds of things that seems to be the main cause for these schools that are getting poached from these G5 conferences. Memphis has those guys beat. And it's just frustration. Right. And I get, man, I absolutely understand the frustration for Memphis fans because it's like, what's wrong with us, man? Yeah. Like, look at what we have to offer. Look at the money that we have.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when the daddy
100%.
When the daddy wouldn't, why you what do you say? Why you don't want me? Whatever.
Why you don't want me?
Why you don't want me, man? Yeah. Whatever. Why y'all don't want us?
I can't watch that scene without tearing up.
It's tough.
I'll be honest with you.
It's tough. Yeah, I be feeling the way, man, when I see all these other schools.
Yeah, no, for real. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Do I think the answer is to there's always going to be a small segment of Memphis Tiger fans that when bad things happen to the university, especially when it comes to things that are directly related to football, because let's get it straight here. This conference realignment is about football.
Ain't nothing to do with basketball.
It has nothing to do with
we
any
can win
other
the
sport.
national championship next year.
And nobody care.
And nobody care.
And I honestly, at this point, I think the Tigers could win the next 10 AAC championships in football and still not get in. Like, I just think that's just the way.
It's not even about
the on the field stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so I get it. Like, I get the frustration, but there's always going to be a small segment of people that come out and say, hey, man, get rid of football. That's just not the answer. You're not a legitimate sports administration at a university, in a high-level Division I university, and not have a thriving football program. Yeah. Now, I'm sure there's going to be comments in this video. They're going to say Memphis does not have a high-level Division I football program. But we've seen what – I'm not going to argue with people on that topic. But what we have seen is when Memphis is talented, Memphis has support. It is rocking in this city. And
I'll
money,
say that for sure.
And money is coming in. And so, yeah, man, it's definitely a frustration time, I think, for all Memphis fans.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, we will we'll push through, Kenny. We'll get through this one way or another, man. It sucks.
Because here's the thing, and I'll stop with this. This is my final statement.
Yeah.
You got basketball. The reason why there's a lot of Memphis basketball fans that don't care about conference realignment stuff is because Memphis has access to the opportunity to win a national championship in basketball.
Yeah.
At this point,
and it's not just a Penny Hardaway thing. It was the same way when Calipari was here.
It was the same way with Tubby.
Yeah.
Same way with Pastner. Same way with John. Basketball is constructed in such a way that if you make it into that NCAA tournament, you can win. It is what John Martin said, the last beautiful thing that the NCAA has to offer.
God don't mess with the NCAA tournament, man. It's our only saving grace because
the television networks and the conferences have royally screwed any other school that's not a part of their little boys and girls club. Yeah,
and it's just dumb now, man, because I know it sounds like hating from the outside looking in, but it's just like it's not even having those like old conferences. Like it's just kind of made it still fun and dope, man. That it's like it's about to come down to like 2 and then the rest of y'all, like for real, and it's scary, man. It's scary to see.
This is for real the last statement. Do you know what really drives me crazy about this whole thing? You used the word greed a few minutes ago. It's not even necessarily, Anthony, the greed of the universities. It's the greed of these TV networks. Like, it is crazy to me. We talk about the Illuminati, right? Like, we talk about there's this force, these groups of people that are dictating everything that's going on in this world. I don't know if the Illuminati is real, but I can damn tell you some of these TV executives are in it if it is real. Yeah. Because they're the ones pulling all the strings here. This is not about anything other than money. Yeah. And that just annoys me.
Yeah. Wild stuff, man. But yeah, like I said, man, it's a good show today. Coming up soon. Coming up next, got my boy Nighte Pickering, Memphis 91 FC forward, 18-year-old superstar phenom. He's going to be here with us today. My man DJ Fury joins later on. About to take a break. When we come back, it's going to be more of the Anthony Sain Show here on Bluff City Media. See you guys in a minute.
Will Memphis play a team of that caliber in the regular season this year?
Wow. I asked a similar question. I'm going to say no. Because I don't know.
Are we talking like 4 legitimate NBA guys?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they have absolute NBA players. Like, what team are you going to play that has?
I think there's probably a potential in the Bahamas, Atlantis, battle for Atlantis. I mean,
you're talking one team? On one team.
I mean, I think it depends on who you get matched up.
That is so rare.
I know, TJ. From a professional standpoint, probably not.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
We're not going to, break any news on JQ's looking awesome.
A great table setter. Oh,
right.
Yeah. Facilitator.
But just to think about him with this team at full strength conducting it is salivating what he could do with this team from a point guard perspective this season.
Penny has learned over the years, like year 1 through 4, it was Alex Lomax, and what are they like? How are they going to go about finding someone who's going to facilitate for this offense? He has learned through the Kendrick Davis process. He always wants that. I think that's very clear with him going after JQ as hard as he did. And
tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
everyone, welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got a very special guest with me, our first ever athlete in the building. Matter of fact, first ever pro athlete in the building. This is my man, plays for the Memphis 91 FC. My boy Nighte Pickering is in the building. Night, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Man, good to have you on, man. You're sitting here. I'm awestruck by your story, man. You're 18 years old. You were playing professional soccer here in Memphis for the 91 FC. I can't even wrap my mind around that type of stuff. Like, I've seen guys who've gone straight to the pros out of high school and guys who have NIL deals and all those type of things. But to have a guy like you in my face, it's still hard to kind of process what you're doing, man. Just starting off, what is it like to play professional sports at such a young age, traveling, all these type of things with adults, guys who have kids, their kids want to meet you and get your autograph and all these type of things. What is it like being your age and playing professional sports with these guys who are older than you on the team?
I'd say it's a good learning experience, especially. But I mean, it's nice to know that you're young and you're already here. But as soon as you get here, you're just the same as them. Like they might be however many years older than me, 15, whatever. But once you get here, you're just in the same position as them. You're in the same team as them. You're fighting for the same goal as them. So, I mean, I'd say once you get here, you're just in the same position as them.
So what's your another thing I was super curious about? I got questions that, like, they're probably stupid questions, but they're just kind of like racking my brain of like these type of questions. So, like, what about school? Like, you go to school or whatever?
Yeah, I'm still finishing high school right now.
Like, is that homeschool or you?
Yeah, it's online.
Man, you living the life, man. So, okay, here's the thing. I'm jealous of your life, man, for real. Because you're an 18-year-old young man, but you're not. Do you have any desire to be on campus anywhere, like to go to regular school?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say I have a desire, and also just with the how often you have to train and the times you have to train, you can't. Like, you have to be online because they're training at times you would have to be at school and all this. So
right. Because, I'm simply thinking about, like, being on campus, being that dude. Because I'm sure you would be that dude you was on campus.
Maybe I would.
But you that dude just walking down the street, so you ain't got to worry about all that type of stuff. Yeah, for sure, man. But what do you think about the city of Memphis? You've been here about a year now. You came to 91 FC around this time last year. What do you think about Memphis, the city, the food? What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I haven't done much around the city. I mean, today had a pretty fun day. We went to the PGA Tour. Pick up tickets, so that was good. Around the city, I wouldn't say I've done much around it, but I mean, I enjoy the city. I enjoy. There's some good food spots downtown.
What you like?
I like this place called Maciel's. I don't know if you've been there. Yeah. You been there?
Yeah, they got like it's like Mexican food.
Yeah, it's Mexican food.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these places downtown are nice to go. I have liked the food. That's one thing I've liked about Memphis.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely that's dope for sure. When you're like out on the road and you're like doing road trips, you're traveling in this city, you're back in Memphis for a little bit. You know, your parents are in a whole nother, city or whatever. Do you ever think like, okay, this might be a little bit too much for me? Like, maybe I need to just go back to school or whatever. Or are you like, man, to hell with all that? Like, this is the life. Like, how do you balance those type of things?
I mean, I'd say I don't ever think like, this is too much. I mean, I think, I enjoy it. Traveling. I mean, that's a underrated thing, I think, about playing this sport. You get to travel. I mean, we were just on a road trip, and we traveled to 3 different cities in like a week.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Like, you get to travel around the country, see all these different cities for free. And I mean, and you're playing the sport as your job. Like, I think it's a really enjoyable life. I wouldn't say I have any regrets.
What was it like when you scored your first goal? The swag, the fashion you scored it in. My man kicked the bicycle kick on y'all folks, man, and scored his first goal. What was it like doing it, your first professional game, your first goal? Y'all won. You beat an MLS team. Like, what was all that like, man, in your first game?
It was unreal. I mean, to score, obviously, like any goal in your first game, whether it's a tap in or whatever, it's amazing to score in your first game, and I always dreamed of it. And I had my whole life till I was 17 years old to think about, what if I score my first game? And then whenever I actually got that opportunity to sub in that game, I was like, all right, let me try to take this and get a goal. And then to score like that, a bicycle kick is unreal.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I watched it 2 or 3 times a day for real. Like, that was a super dope clip. And just being transparent about myself, this is my first year watching 901 FC. They've been here for a few years now. This is my first time attending games. The way that I even got interested in soccer this year, my son, who's 9 years old, plays FIFA, the video game. And honestly, he was playing this other game at the house, and I saw him playing that. Then I was like, hey, I bet FIFA is better than this. So I bought him FIFA. We're playing FIFA, going crazy at each other, about to kill each other playing FIFA. And I learned the game. I learned the rules, offsides, all those type of things. And from there, it turned me into a fan. What do you think about like that video game? Did you play the game? I'm sure you played it like crazy.
I mean, I played it like crazy when I was a kid.
So you've heard those type of stories before that's a gateway. A lot of people start playing that game.
I have actually heard that a lot. Like people start playing that game and then they really get into soccer. So I mean, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, because I'm all in, man. I'm Bluff City Mafia up in this joint now. But you've seen the Bluff City Mafia, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What you think about when they play whoop that trick when y'all score a goal? You like that? You can get with
sure.
That's what's up, man. Another question. I used to work for this charter school, right? This elementary school. And the principal of the school, the founder of the school, his philosophy as far as sports were a little different than most sports here in most schools here in Memphis. Yeah. Most schools, basketball is king or football is king, and that's it. His number one sport was soccer. He wanted the kids to play soccer from kindergarten all the way through high school. That was his goal, to get kids on that route. And he said the reason was there's so many kids trying to play basketball, so many kids trying to play football. I want my kids to go this route because there's a lot more scholarships available. There's longevity in the sport, a lot more money to be made. I'm sure you agree. I'm sure you've heard similar things from.
Yeah. I do agree with that. What you just said, and you just made a point though. That, there's a lot of money in this sport, and also, I think
I've seen some of these contracts.
The reason is because it's just like it's a worldwide sport. I mean, like there's these sports like football and basketball and baseball. They're really big in the U.S. and they're big in some other countries too. Right. But I mean, like the sport football or soccer, it's big everywhere. Like,
and I'm seeing it.
Yeah, there's every country plays this sport. They play it on their streets, whatever. So if you look at it like that, I mean, it's a fast growing sport. It's a fast growing sport in America too, which in the recent years has been growing fast. So I think that's just a big part of why it would be good to invest in playing soccer and whatever, because the whole world plays it. So.
You spoke about how soccer is such a global game. The United States national team, as far as soccer, World Cup, and all these type of Olympics, all these type of things, they aren't known for being a powerhouse in the slightest. We're pretty much behind other countries. What do you think is stopping the United States from jumping to that level for being a powerhouse type of team, led by guys like you who could be, that guy in the future?
Well, I actually think it leads to the point you just made about kids playing it when they're young. I think. In the recent years, we've seen USA become a better team, and they have more players playing in these higher leagues in Europe. And even in this last World Cup, I think we had a good showing from the US, and they went pretty far. They got knocked out in the round of 16 to a good team. But I think maybe why we're behind it is because when all these countries, their kids are playing on the street since they're like 5 years old. They're just growing up with a passion for this game and growing up living the game almost and playing it every single day. That just obviously they just grow more talented for it because they've been playing it since they were born almost. So I think maybe because in America, that's how America dominates every other sport. I'd say like baseball, football, all this stuff, because people grow up and they're wanting to play football, they want to play basketball. So we obviously have the best players in that regard because they grew up playing it.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Like I said, it's also maybe I'll kind of talk in a more of a 40-year-old mindset. Like the resources, it's kind of a lot of the leagues these kids have to play in. You have to pay those type of things. But yeah, I think like you said, if more elementary schools can get involved and having something that's part of the free public school thing, it could definitely be it could definitely change things. I definitely agree with you though, man. You said that when you were coming up, you did play FIFA, things like that. What players did you admire, like guys that are professional now? What were your favorite guys coming up?
I mean, I just liked all the attacking guys. I'm an attacker, so I like players like Ronaldo, Messi. Obviously, those are the best guys, so who couldn't like them? Yeah. Lewandowski, I don't know if you know him.
I'm with you on the other two, though.
Huh?
The other two you said, I'm with you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just players like
my
that.
boy Mbappe.
Mbappe, yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Neymar Jr.
Neymar, yeah.
Yeah, so those are all guys that you.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say technically I had a number one favorite player I liked watching. I just liked watching the guys that were the best at it.
Yeah.
Just watching them play, it's exciting.
So my man Messi is here in the United States doing his thing in Miami, just wrecking shit, killing people. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on what he's doing? Him being in the United States. Have you seen him play since he's been here?
No.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on him being here?
I think it's great for the league and for the country. I mean, every time I watch a game, they always talk about how Beckham came and it was a big thing for American soccer. I think it was because it did, like, I think the MLS has grown a lot since, like, players like Beckham came. But, I mean, Messi coming to the league is unbelievable. You can see every single game sold out just to watch him. And, almost everyone knows Messi. Like, he's such a big name. He's such a big character. So, I mean, I think it's great to expose the league to more eyes and expose the country to a good player. And I think it would be good for the league. I think it would be good for the country too.
I'm not going to say it's not a big deal to you, but you're pretty settled in on where you are. I'm blown away about your story that you're this young, man, playing professional sports. Like, I think that's incredible. To you, I'm sure it's a big deal, but you've already said you're not overwhelmed by it. You're very comfortable with it. But I'm thinking like, okay, this kid is going to be this one day. He's going to be on the cover of this video game this day, or he's going to have a jersey or an endorsement deal, whatever. What are some of your personal goals? Like, what do you want to see yourself when you're done and you're wrapping it up for good? What are your goals as far as
I wouldn't say I set any standard for myself to reach like a final target. I think I just want to. You just got to work every day and work as hard as you can to become the best you can, because maybe some people don't have the ceiling to become the best player in the world or one of the best players in the world, but you just got to work. If you work as hard as you can and you do the right things, I mean, you'll become as good as you possibly could, your personal self. So, I mean, that's my goal, I'd say. If I can get into these European leagues, get in these top leagues and play, that would be great. I mean, I just want to, I'm still 18, so I just want to keep learning from older players, learning from people around me, and then becoming as good as I can.
But yeah, that's good stuff, man. That's my man, Nighte Pickering. I'm telling you, y'all better enjoy this man while you see him, because you're going to see him somewhere huge, big time stuff. You better see him while you can. Go get some tickets to 901 FC. I'm telling you, it's super fun. I go to a ton of the games. It's a great experience. Like I said, they play whoop that trick when they score a goal, man. Why y'all acting like y'all don't get up for whoop that trick? So check out my boy Nighte Pickering. Go get some tickets, man. Memphis, 901fc.com/tickets. They're going to be playing up until September. I think the playoffs jump off around October. Go see my guy, man, Nighte Pickering. Night, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
I appreciate you, man. I've had a blast.
For sure, I got to get that jersey up off you, though, man. We're going to go to break right quick. Yeah, I got you. No, I got you. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, we're about to go to break, man. When we come back, we're doing the three-pointer here on the Anthony Sain Show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
What's up, guys? I'm so excited to announce that we have partnered with Coaching for Literacy, and you can read more about them at coachingforliteracy.org or follow them on social media at Coaching for Literacy. Your subscription to Bluff City NIL is 100% tax deductible because of our partnership together. Thank you for supporting Memphis Tigers student athletes and helping promote the monumental cause of childhood literacy.
Will Memphis play a team of that caliber in the regular season this year?
Wow. I asked a similar question. I'm going to say no, because I don't know.
Are we talking like 4 legitimate NBA guys?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they have absolute NBA players. Like, what team are you going to play that has?
I think there's probably
a
potential in the Bahamas, Atlantis, battle for Atlantis. I mean,
you're talking team on one team.
I mean, I think it depends on who you get matched up.
That is so rare.
I know, TJ. From a professional standpoint, probably not.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Time to jump into the three-pointer, where we talk about 3 events in the world of sports that are pressing that you got to talk about. Number 1, my man Ja Morant. Happy birthday to your brother. Ja Morant turned 24 years old today. You guys watch this on Friday, but y'all know what's up, man. Ja Morant.
The only Big 12 we care about.
On the Big 12 we care about. We don't come out on Big 12, man. We don't come out on no Big 12 conference, man. So my man, Ja Morant, his Kobe birthday, number 24, for my man, Ja Morant. Hopefully, Ja has a great birthday. Hope he celebrates big time. Hope he kicks it. Hope he does whatever he wants to do. I hope he goes somewhere where no phones are allowed. No guns are allowed, Kenny Stubblefield. That would be nice. But yeah, party like a rock star, Ja, for sure. Salute to you for sure. But Ja also had a shoe release today. The Wet Cement Ja 1 came out today. That's the orange joint with the gray sole. I like that colorway. It's pretty dope. It was released on the sneakers app. It wasn't on the Nike.com. It was on the sneakers app, which is usually where your more high profile, less available, you know what I mean, more prestigious shoes end up going. And that shoe was gone like in minutes. I know people said they logged in at 9, tried to buy the shoe, it was sold out at 9, just like that. So that, shout out to that. Also, today, Friday, whenever you're watching the show, we record on Thursday, another one comes out. They're calling this the day one, which doesn't make any sense at all. I meant to get with the Michael Cole to see what that means, but this shoe is called the day one as well, and it's white, gray, and orange. It's pretty. Fire. It's cool, man. It's an everyday kind of job.
It feels like a basic shoe.
Yeah,
but it's still
it's low profile and it's clean.
Yeah,
I like it. I will be getting those for sure. That's happening. But yeah, this is what I think Nike is doing. The first few runs of Jayson came out, they were selling out in minutes. You couldn't get them. This last pair, the Fuse, one that I have on my feet, they came out. You could get them. You still can get them. They have those in a ton of sizes still left. I think they made a lot of those. They made those available for the public. I know people who have Nike employees were telling me that they could get them on their discount. That type of thing makes you think that they made enough of those in an attempt to make sure everybody who wanted some could get some. This shoe feels like it's going to be the same way. The one that's coming out tomorrow on Friday, they're calling that one the day one. Like I said, I think that one's going to be the same thing. It's going to be on the same plan where they want to. It's just going to be a regular Nike shoe. You can get employees get it on discount, all those type of things. So yeah, shout out to Ja. Happy birthday to you, 12. And salute to 2 shoes you're dropping. Then they got a kids one that's another color that's coming out tomorrow. Like, that's dope too, man. They've got shoes that are like only for kids. Like the colors don't even come out.
That's pretty cool.
For adults. Gabe's got one of those, the water fight joints or whatever, pool party, whatever it is. But yeah, shout out to Ja Morant again for his birthday. Number 2, Jayson Tatum, one of the biggest stars in the NBA, one of my favorite players in the NBA, is in town for the FedEx St. Jude Classic golf tournament here in town. He was interviewed and he shared he's playing in the Pro-Am. He ain't playing out there, the big boys. But he shared his thoughts on Marcus Smart. But before I get into that, man, they talked about his time when he played for the Memphis War Eagles AAU team. And he was just name-dropping guys he played with. He was like, I played with like Tyler Harris, the Lawson brothers. I think he said Chris Chioza might have been on that team too.
Jayson Tatum played for that team?
Yeah. And just to hear him talk about, you didn't know that?
I had no clue.
Yeah. And just to hear him talk about Memphis kids like that, I'm like, damn. And like, it just kind of blew your mind. He was like, yeah, man, all the Lawsons, I'm cool with all of them. I'm like, man, this is crazy. My boy Tatum, has got those Memphis roots like that or whatever. But I'll let y'all take with that.
He's with us, man.
Yeah, what you want. But nah, I'm just joking on that whole thing. But he dropped some quotes on Marcus Smart to Mark Giannotto, who was in attendance at the FedEx St. Jude. He said, they're getting a leader, talking about the Grizzlies. He said, Tatum told the Memphis Commercial Appeal, they're getting a guy who's a winner, who's been to the playoffs every year. We've been to the finals together, obviously, so he knows what it takes to get there. Obviously extremely talented, the best defender in the league. He's just a guy that you love to have on your team. Jayson Tatum, I totally agree with you. I'm super excited about Marcus Smart being here. Tatum also had some very nice things to say about Memphis, how, he likes the city and how the city's going to like Marcus and all those type of things. And yeah, man, like this. Shout out to Jayson Tatum. Now I'm a little bit upset for number 3, Kenny Stubblefield. We just got this information during the break. The NBA, Kenny Stubblefield, released its Christmas Day schedule. for this year. 5 games. Kenny,
this is disappointing.
Your Memphis Grizzlies are not on it. I'm not surprised with Ja being away. That 25 games, I think for sure includes Christmas. If I'm not mistaken.
That feels honestly like a punishment, maybe.
Yeah. But let's break down the schedule. Now we'll run through this real fast, and I'll just kind of share what I think about it. Number 1, Bucks versus Knicks. Even when the Knicks have been terrible, they've made these Christmas Day games. So I think they weren't in it last year. Now they're back.
It's the New York market.
They're irrelevant, so they're back. You got to put them up there, whatever, I guess. I know my man Paris Sharkey is in the building, but I'm gonna take a shit on this one because
hey, Paris back here talking too.
I know he is, man. 76ers versus Heat.
Get out of my face with that Miami Heat stuff.
Now I know the Miami Heat went to the NBA Finals. Looked like they totally didn't belong there when they got there. But I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go there at all. I'm not gonna knock any team who goes farther than my team. But Miami lost 2 of their biggest role players. Man, they lost. I'm not acting like these dudes are like superstars, but they lost 2 very important guys. Man, they lost my boy Max Strus and they lost my boy what's his name?
Duncan.
Gabe Vincent.
Oh, Gabe Vincent. Yeah. Duncan's still there. Yeah, Gabe Vincent.
I mean, come on, man. And y'all wasn't good, man. I mean, all right, whatever. They're fine. Whatever. But anyway, I'm hating because of Miami Heat are there, man. I'm just, say what y'all want to say. Celtics, like,
do you know what it is? Let me tell you what it is. The NBA is expecting that Miami's absolutely getting Dame, and they're going to have Dame.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yep.
That's what they're doing. They're saying they're going to be great because they got Dame.
Yeah. And then
I hope Portland says, man,
screw
F
y'all,
off, bro. Like,
Dame D's.
He said Dame D's.
But yeah,
we got Parrish back here mumbling, bro.
Man,
That man's mumbling.
grab the mic, man. If you got something to say, grab the mic, man. Better cut him out of damn Miami Heat, man. You back there mumbling. What y'all be doing? I'm worried about it, man.
You know they ain't going to Miami.
Man, get out of here, man. Man, get out of here, bro. Y'all the most entitled team. I'm watching Winning Time of the night, and I'm like, look at Pat Riley, punk ass, man. Get out of here, man. Anyway, bro. Lakers versus Celtics, I get it, of course. Now, this one about to piss me off, too, man.
Tell me, bro, if it is.
And I'm hating, bro. I ain't lying. I mean, I ain't gonna lie like I ain't hating. What you were saying, Kenny?
Is it the Mavericks?
Mavericks versus the Suns, man. Like, freaking, man, the folks that ain't made the playoffs last year, bro. They gonna suck again. Anyway, terrible. Man, get out of here with this stuff. Warriors, Nuggets, of course, it's gonna be dope. That game should have been Grizzlies versus Suns, man. Nah, but if y'all ain't there, I ain't gonna. Man, I'm hating, but I really ain't got shit to hate about. But whatever, man, whatever. I ain't watching Bah Humbug. Bah Humbug. I ain't watching that crap.
I'm almost positive that they won't. He won't be back by December. Christmas, he'll be back. 25 games, he'll be back by Christmas because they start in late October.
Man, look at my face. I'm looking crazy. Man, forget all this, man. We about to take a break, man.
We're not going to, break any news on JQ's looking awesome.
A great table setter. Oh,
right.
Yeah. Facilitator.
But just to think about him with this team at full strength conducting it, it is salivating what he could do with this team from a point guard perspective this season.
Penny has learned over the years, like year 1 through 4, it was Alex Lomax, and oh shoot, what are they like? How are they going to go about finding someone who's going to facilitate for this offense? He has learned through the Kendrick Davis process. He always wants that. I think that's very clear with him going after JQ as hard as he did. And
tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Has FAU somersaulted over a lot of other teams as like your most aggravating fan base?
Oh, easily. They just think they are so elite because they made this one run. You won this one fluky ass game where there were 6 or 7 different calls. Everyone were up in arms about, like, what are we talking about? And it's not like a thing where they're like, hey, Memphis, great game. You guys are great competitors. I can't wait to see what the future holds between us. Because if they said that, I would respect them. I don't respect FAU fans. I don't.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. As I told y'all in the beginning of the show, I had a very special guest from Nighte Wrestling. I was just out there last Saturday night. My man, DJ Fury, winner of the Wildcard Rumble. Big time stuff, my boy. DJ Fury in the building. DJ, what's going on?
What is going on, Mr. Anthony Sain? How's it going, brother?
Man, good to be here. Good to have you here, man. First of all, congratulations on winning the 2023 Wildcard Rumble. I was in the building, like I said. The crowd went wild. My son, all the kids in the building went crazy. You the man. You know that already. You eliminated MJ Davis. It was you and him. I ain't gonna lie to you, MJ Davis. I thought that was your ass, man. I thought that was your ass, and it was you and MJ Davis in there by yourself. You pulled it out, man, like you always do. Super excited for you, man. What was it like being in the middle of the ring, eliminating MJ, crowd going crazy? Such a big night, such a big occasion that you guys were doing in honor of Devin Taylor, man. What was it like, you know what I mean, to win and be there and then sit in the ring and celebrate?
Man, it was definitely something emotional, you know, because like you said, it was dedicated to the wild card himself, Devin Taylor. I tagged up with him a few times. Great young man, you know, very respectful. And to win something that was dedicated to somebody that I respected so much absolutely meant the world. And the crowd reaction, I mean, it just came something that just can't be replayed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just an amazing moment seeing everybody get up out of their seats, the kids going nuts, you know. That's why I love the sport so much, man. It's because I can get that type of effect on people.
Well, DJ, you're a smaller guy. It ain't the first time you heard this. And I was wanting to check on your mental state Saturday because you had the option. When you win the Wild Card Rumble, you can pick who you want to fight. You had either Kevin Bless, who's 18-19 champion, or you can get Hunter Havoc, who's been on the show before. You guys have seen him. You could fight him for the 9-on-1 championship. I said, this brother better pick Bless, because Bless is, you know, he ain't the biggest brother, his own stuff. You know, he's a tough competitor, but, you know, he ain't Hunter Havoc.
This is true.
You quickly spit out Hunter Havoc, like with no hesitation, who's probably 4 times your size, brother. You know what I mean?
About 8 or 4.
Yeah, something like that. So with that being said, I ain't gonna get into the why you chose what, because I'm just know I support you, bro.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So when are you gonna challenge him? Like, when is that gonna go down?
Well, our next show date for 901 is going to be August the 19th. And all I can say is if everybody wants to find out when I'm going to take on Hunter Havoc, got to show up August the 19th and find out, you know. Come check out the action. Doors are going to be open Saturday morning. So, yeah, definitely August the 19th might be the day that I challenge Hunter Havoc for that title.
Okay. I know I'll be in the building for sure, man. The Saturday morning experience just hit different, bro.
It does, man.
It really brings back that nostalgia, you know, that we had when we were kids, you know, whatever. I know that you shared something Saturday night that I didn't really know. You said that you were coming back from injuries. You had to take some time away, like some major time away.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like, man, you probably need to let this go. What was that like? Kind of tell us what your journey back was like and what it's like now getting back in the ring.
Well, it was a rough one because I damaged my left knee. My left knee was just done. I couldn't hardly walk or anything. So, you know, the doctor looks me in my face and just tells me straight up, look, man, you're gonna have to call this quits. You're not gonna make it in this business. I'm sorry. You know, I know it's kind of devastating. You know, we're not saying it because of your size. And I was like, yeah, you kind of are, but you know,
might as well say
it's because I'm small, but. It just, at first it brought me down because, you know, I'm just like, well, there are doctors. I mean, they know this stuff. But then at the end of the day, I was like, that's not me. I'm not the person that just gives up just because something gets hard. I feel like it pushes me to become better and stronger. So, you know, I went to rehabilitation, got my knee worked out, got everything I needed to. And then I just waited for my moment. I took a few other shows out here and about trying to get the swing back into things. And then I finally got that message I've been waiting for 4 years. The 901 asking me, hey, are you ready? And I was like, you better believe I am.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's definitely to me like a great redemption story.
Yeah.
You know, as far as coming back and getting back in it. And now, you know, skyrocketing, as people would say in the 901.
Yeah, man. It's super dope for real to see you back. And you definitely came in making a lot of noise.
Yes, sir.
You're an entertainer. You can dance your ass off. When your first little downbeat come in and they see that record come up on the screen, all the kids, they get up there, hey, yo. Like they know you're about to bring the show. You know what I mean? My son gets super excited. All the kids get super excited. That's one of the aspects of 901 wrestling, and also your own personality that just really makes you stand out. How important is that to you? The kids, the way the kids come out and support you, and also kids are about to be getting in free soon. Mm-hmm. Like, how does all that tie together? And what can you tell us about the whole experience the kids have when they come to the show?
Well, I think it's absolutely important to get our youth involved, in the shows, and because, I mean, kids, like you said, kids love it when I come out there. I go out there and I dance and all that because everybody's seen the rough and tough guys. Yeah. And everybody's seen, the scary voodoo looking guys, but, nobody really gets to see a guy that, just sit there and do dance move that the kids know on Fortnite or, something they've seen before. They're just like, oh, I can do that dance too. And they'll come after me after the show and be like, hey, you know how to do this dance and this dance. And it touches my heart because, what I do, most people look down on. They see me as it's just something violent. But to me, I'm inspiring kids, to get out of the streets, now doing something they don't need to be doing, but come and enjoy themselves and make them feel like they are part of the 901 because they are. Yeah. They're a huge part of the 901 wrestling business. And especially to me, they're a huge part of my heart. And I absolutely love the support of the kids every time I come to the show. Yeah. And as far as kids getting in free, yes, Saturday morning, August 19th, kids are getting in free. And I think that's just absolutely amazing when I heard that announcement because I feel like the more kids we bring in, the bigger the draw of adults will get in there and be like, well, my kids absolutely love it. And then adults are like, well, hey, let me see what these kids are all talking about. Who is this DJ Fury kid? They're always talking about dancing and stuff. And then when they get to come see it, they're like, oh, now I got to bring my kids. It's just a building cycle that I think is just an amazing thing we're doing.
Exciting stuff, man. Like you said, August 19th, Saturday morning show. Kids do get in free. Just more specifics about that. All kids 12 and under get in free with the purchase of an adult general admission ticket. Don't drop your kids off at the door.
No, don't do that.
Thinking you got a car full of kids. I'm just drop them off. No, it's one kid per adult. If I'm not mistaken.
We ain't got the bus yet, so
So yeah, make sure y'all check that out. Though. That's awesome, man. The kids get in free with that adult general admission ticket, man. As a parent, that sounds incredible for sure, man. In addition to Saturday Morning Live, the show you guys do on Saturday mornings, 901 Wrestling continues their monthly Saturday night shows as well. That are going to be starting next month on Labor Day weekend, that first Saturday in the month. Anything else, man? Any words you want to say to Hunter Havoc before we get you up out of here?
You know what? Yeah, let me go ahead and say a few things to Hunter Havoc. I watched the last show he was on here with you and
talking that good stuff. Ain't none of these dudes ready yet.
And I'll give it to Hunter Havoc. I will give him credit. The man is a monster in that ring. Like anybody that steps up to him, everybody in the audience automatically is like, oh no, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And I know that's what a lot of people are going to think seeing me step up to Hunter Havoc. But the main thing I want Hunter Havoc to understand is that he's stepping up against somebody that he's never seen before. He's facing against a guy that you think you beat him down so many times, he's done, but I just get stronger each and every time. And I feel like Hunter Havoc saying he ain't had nobody to challenge him, this is the challenger right here. And I'm very confident that I can go against Hunter Havoc and prove to everybody why I was the wild card winner and soon to be 901 champion.
Man, I love
Put that in the bank, bro.
I love it, man. Write it down with a Sharpie, man.
Put it down with the Sharpie.
Yes, sir. My boy DJ Fury, man, 901 Wrestling, the winner of the Wildcard Rumble, soon to take on Hunter Havoc. Very soon in the 901 for the 901 championship, man. It's going down. Tickets are available. You can get them at the door. You can get them at the website, 901wrestling.com. Check it out, my boy DJ Fury. About to take a break, man. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up with the same brain. We'll see you guys in a minute.
What's up, guys? I'm so excited to announce that we have partnered with Coaching for Literacy, and you can read more about them at coachingforliteracy.org or follow them on social media at Coaching for Literacy. Your subscription to Bluff City NIL is 100% tax deductible because of our partnership together. Thank you for supporting Memphis Tiger student athletes and helping promote the monumental cause of childhood literacy.
It's hard to poke a hole in this roster. I mean, it's weird saying that in August, but just looking at the spread of it, the way it's worked out and come together, and what the staff has done, once again, flowers are deserved.
Like if you're poking a hole, it's all kind of more abstract thoughts.
Absolutely.
Like how are they going to gel? If you're just talking roles, they have every role filled.
Yep. We won't know that for months.
Yeah.
So instead of harping on that, like, some people are going to get fired up about that now. Like, just looking at what's built and where this could potentially go is pretty cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Anthony Sain Show. Props to all of our guests that we had today. Both of our guests, my boy, Nighte Pickering, man. Super smooth dude, super cool kid, man. That kid has no clue how awesome his life is, I don't think, man. Because when we talked to him out the air, he was like, I said, man, when did you realize that, you was him?
Yeah.
He said, well, when I was 15 playing with pros. Like, dude,
Man.
what? like, it's something about, yeah, of course you did then, man, but I'm sure you did before then too, right? But like, yeah, man, I'm super excited for him, man.
There's a reason why God didn't gift me and you with elite level athleticism.
Yeah, I would not be humble enough.
Because at 15,
I've been acting a fool.
at 18, me and you'd be acting a damn fool if we had that level of athleticism and could play.
I've been at Wooddale High School.
Right.
Wouldn't be online, nothing.
Tell me Night didn't come across like just a damn machine. Like he was just like,
he's a sports machine.
he's just a,
He probably don't care about none of this other goofy stuff. He probably is super focused.
he's like, whatever,
On
man.
life.
I'm out here winning right now.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I'm happy for him, man. Props to my boy Night, man. Oh, man, I forgot my jersey, man. I got my jersey off my boy too. You'll probably see that John me looking extra speedy next show or whatever. I don't know. He let me get the jersey off his back, man. So props to my boy Nighte Pickering for sure. Also, my guy DJ Fury. Check out 901 Memphis 901 901 Wrestling. Go to the website, get those tickets, man, for the next show. The Saturday morning joint is gonna be off the chain for sure. Props to the guys at 901 Wrestling for coming through and showing love as always. But inside the same brain this week, you just kind of like, you ever like got a new car and it's like you don't notice. Like, as soon as you get your new car, you start seeing a bunch of your car or whatever it is, or you buy a certain color car. It's just like every car on the road is your color. In my apartment complex, I've got a few neighbors that I see just kind of sitting in the car. And they're not particularly doing anything. They're just kind of sitting there, right? And then I started looking on Facebook, and there's a lot of posts about, how long do you sit in your car before you go in the house? I was like, this is like, what is this? Like, is this real? You know what I mean? So I started, digging into it and I put out a post today and I said, look, I don't understand this. Why do y'all sit in the car? Now, I know we typically talk about something the user has. We went from like literally Black History the other day to like absolutely nothing today. But
this is inside the same brain.
Yeah, it's inside the same brain. That's what it is. All right. So I'm asking you, Kenny Stubblefield, when you get home, is there a sit in the car for a while process, or do you go straight in the house? Now, I know you've got a wife, you got kids, you got a busy life. Do you go straight in the house, or do you sit in the car for a while?
I sit in the car for a while.
Man, okay. A lot of people said the same thing. And I had some people that agree with me, like, I don't get it. I don't understand why y'all doing it. One of my neighbors said that she fell asleep in her car waiting to go into the house. I'm like, what? Like, how do you? Now I'll say this. There are some people who say, okay, I smoke cigarettes, I smoke marijuana, so I do all that in the car because I don't want my kids to know I do that, see me do that, whatever. And I have some people say, well, I do it because I just need a moment. Like I'm at work and I'm this person, and I have to come home and be mom or dad or whoever, so I just need a minute to break down. I kind of get that too. I live alone. Whenever Gabe's with me, he's in the car with me, so I can't really take a break from him. You know what I mean? Right. So I can't relate to that. But it's strange. It's strange to me. It's admittedly strange. I'm not gonna act like it's not strange to me, but I get it. But here's my thing, man. When you're driving in Memphis roads, when you're driving through infinities, literally infinities and beyond, there's no part of a car that I want once I make it home. I'm trying to get out of that car and thank the Lord on high that I made it. But I get it. I had a revelation today, man. I asked this question and people were telling me this is what I do. These are the reasons why I do it. I said, hey, maybe I need to start sitting in the car a little bit longer myself. Kenny Stubblefield.
What would you do in there? What would you do?
I don't know. And one girl was like, one lady was like, I sit there and I make sure I don't forget anything. And once I go in the house, I hate going back out to my car. So I sit there and I just really process my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Maybe that could be your next question to the people that follow you on Facebook and Twitter.
Was it?
Is
reasons why they sit in the car?
What do you do when you're in the car? And maybe test some of those out and see if it kind of, enhances your life a little bit.
Cause see, I love coming home and running in the house, taking a shower, eating, that type of stuff. I typically got food with me in the car. So I'm not trying to sit in the car. I hate eating in my car, all that. So I don't.
I'll say this, and you know this when you got Gabe with you.
Mm-hmm.
When you're coming home and you know you're about to walk into a house with an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old,
mm-hmm. You got to brace yourself.
There's a level of everything kind of ramps up,
mm-hmm.
right? And so there's something about sitting in the car for a few minutes just to gather yourself and prepare yourself for what's about to come. For you, when Gabe's not with you,
I'm ready to get in the house.
The quietness of your car is matched by the quietness in your house.
Right, so I just go take my ass on
safe place to safe place, right? For us, it's like, for me specifically, it's like I know that there's expectations on me when I walk in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be on 10 with my kids.
Right.
So for a few minutes, scroll through Twitter, respond to emails, hit back some text messages because I don't text and drive,
mm-hmm.
and gather my thoughts.
And see, now this I've read all these type of comments because I had a lot of feedback when I put it on Facebook, right? A lot of people, spoke on it. I started thinking, man, maybe I should have sat in the car a little bit when I was married. maybe I wouldn't be divorced, man.
Yo.
Maybe I should have sat in the car a little bit.
Dog, that's deep, man, for real.
For real, I never did this. I would just get off and go in the house and deal with whatever I had to deal with. Maybe I should have,
That's super deep, bro.
Yeah, man. So it's kind of therapeutic to you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it just helps you kind of, another example. What kind of a driver are you? Are you an aggressive, do you get upset with people as you're driving around the city of Memphis?
Kind of, like if it's something like a near hit type thing. Yeah.
So like if folks are acting wild out there on the streets, like I know me, if I'm coming home from something, it's probably something that has stressed my brain, has caused me to, I don't want to go from one stressor to another.
Yeah.
Because then what happens is I take that stress out on the people that are in that house that had nothing to do with what just happened outside. So a lot of times it's a kind of a, okay, let me gather myself, gather my thoughts, gather my, calm myself down, whatever I need to do, and then go inside. And then I can be daddy and husband.
Yeah, man, I might need to do that, man. Because if there were people said I live alone, I still do it. I was like, all right, that's what's up.
Well, they're probably planning a serial murder.
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
But
hostile
takeover of a.
But yeah, man,
of a Nike warehouse or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
them jaws.
Wet cements.
No, them Halloween joints.
The Halloween joints.
Them green joints. Anyway, okay. Hey, I might be on sneakers to get them joints for sure. I might get a robot AI robot to buy them joints.
You're gonna have to, man.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. But y'all get up in the morning. Well, by the time this airs, you would have already had or don't have the jaws. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, for Kenny Stubblefield behind the glass. This is Anthony Sain. When you get home tonight, take a minute, just sit in the car and don't do shit. Or smoke you a blunt or something. Whatever it takes for you to get yourself together.
I don't know, man. If you're in Memphis and you're smoking a blunt in your car, you might want to do that outside, man. Because if you get pulled over for speeding, I smell something.
No, I'm talking about when you're sitting in your driveway.
I got you.
Yeah. Man. Whatever you need to do, man. Whatever you need to do. Yeah, do what you need to do, man, for your mental space for sure. Yeah, man. For my boy Nighte Pickering. For my boy DJ Fear, if you're not on wrestling, appreciate y'all coming out today. See you guys next time here on the Anthony Sain Show, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.